Today, we're installing a FITCAMX Dash Cam in my 2023 Ford F-150, but we're not taking the easy route. Instead of using the standard plug-and-play mirror harness, we're hardwiring this camera for full parking mode capability using both constant battery power and ignition switched power. That means we're going into the fuse box, guys. And where's the fuse box? Stay tuned. Pretty amazing on how they changed this up on everybody. We're going to be routing the wire through the truck, dodging all the airbags. I'm going to make this look as close to factory as possible. For this install, using fuse 28 and fuse 35. So stay tuned, figure out why, how I'm doing it, and is FITCAMX one of the best dash cams on the market? Well, it's time to find out. Will parking mode work? Will CarPlay work? Will auto start stop work? If you watch this video, by the end of this, I guarantee you, you have a new Ford truck, you can get yourself a factory looking dash cam. All right, stay tuned. Also, if you have an F-150 or Super Duty Ford pickup truck and you want to have this exact same OEM style dash cam set up through FITCAMX, check out the affiliate links and you can save yourself 10% right now. I appreciate you for watching the video. First off, we're starting on the passenger side, which is kind of, you're like, why is he over this side? Well, Ford decided to put that the BCM, I would like to say over here, the body control module, but it's the interior fuse box, whatever you want to call it. It's on this side. You see these weird little screws? Yeah, they're a pain. I figured that out the hard way. Really not great, but hey, it is what it is, and we're going to make it happen one way or another. So, as you can see, when you drop down your little kick panel right here for your feet, this little box right here attaches to it. I did break one of my little boots, but not a big deal. Actually, it's really hard to replace them. I'm trying to break them because you can't have a whole secondary kit, nothing fit off that whole tab kit I got. They're actually a little tinier than usual, so just a heads up, guys. Pretty crazy though, I know. So right here you can see I'm all up underneath the dash. You can see everything on the passenger side. You got your blower motor. I believe that right there is part of your ADAS system, assisted driving. See, that's another thing on this truck. I've got the assisted driving, so it's a little bit more difficult on this truck, and a lot of the newer Fords all have this. So this should work too on your Ford F-350, 250, Super Duty. I mean, any Ford truck, it should work. So right here, as you can tell, you got to pull that piece back right there. For some reason, you can't get the daggone thing apart. It's just really a pain. This thing is really tight. Everything in here is not easy. You got to pull it off. Just a heads up. Right here, some of the outer parts I'm showing you right there. As you look, I'm going back up underneath here. Let me tell you something. Right there's the fuse box, but let me tell you something. My arm is in bad shape right now. This sucks. Just the positioning of this, having my arm like that, it was not cool. Definitely gave me a hard time. So right here, as you can see, you can get that off eventually if you wiggle it out, but it's easier if you pop the panel part off first. So boom, right there is our hidden fuse box or body control module. So what I am going to show you guys as well is how you actually can differentiate between the two fuses, okay? That right there is the key to doing this job properly. So right here too, let me show you something. There's a little, look behind here, there's a little, yeah, right there's a tab right there. So you got to pull that part up, and there's a tab down there that holds that in, okay? As you slide that out, then you got to pull this cover piece off here, right? That's got to come off. So this way you got to take the rubber piece off the outside. The insulator part it will not let you get that part off. It kind of all hooks it together. So that's your weather protecting strip right there. You're gonna pull that back and pop that piece off there. And now that allows you to get access to the tab behind here, because I couldn't see it myself. Right back here, you got a little tab. It connects to there, and you just stick that back in there and pop it free. Pops right on loose, and out she comes. Once you get that part off, pretty easy. And it does hook to the bottom part underneath of that paneling as well. I know, what a pain. Trust me. I'm checking back here. I thought I had messed something, broke something back there, but I didn't. It all worked out good. But you can see you have 1, 2, and 3 connectors there, and 1 on the bottom. So one of those, I'm just checking it to make sure it's not bent. Everything came out pretty good. As you can see, I'm showing you one more time. You got to have that part in there. So right there, all the pieces I got out of here. Just toss them to the side. And voila, there is my body control module or fuse panel, interior fuse panel, all ready to rock. Already got everything in there. I did this on a live stream in case you missed it. I just wanted to take it back apart to do the full install video. So right here is how you check it with your Power Pro. Very important here, okay? Very important. So before I connect anything, I always verify my power sources. If you saw the live stream, you saw how I did it. Never assume a fuse is what. Okay, see how I'm getting a power right here? So right here I need constant power with the truck off and with the truck on. Okay? If somebody on the internet says it is don't, I'm telling you, on these trucks, that is especially important because 2023 F-150, I've never seen such a crazy mess of different fuses. Just trust me, make sure you check it and then triple check it again. Trust me when I say that. You do not want to fry something or fry the camera in 2 seconds. It won't be a good day either. So these fuse brakes work great. I will say that. They actually sent these with my kit. I got a couple different ones. You just have to select the right size for you. And right here, I'm putting back in the battery positive. That's going back in there. So for constant battery power, the B plus wire, I selected fuse 28. Fuse 28 is a 30 amp fuse, which you can just see. I just checked. That's power with the key on and key off. Okay, for constant battery power. Now this is the 30 amp fuse protecting the audio digital signal processing module, the DSP. What makes the right choice is that the DSP circuit on this truck maintains a live 12 volt feed even when the ignition is completely off. I confirmed this with my Power Probe. As you can see, before tapping into it, this is the circuit that allows the camera to stay powered in parking mode while the truck is shut off and unattended. Critically, F28 also stays alive, this is the key moment here, stays alive through the auto start stop system, okay? So every time your truck shuts off at a light, that will stay powered on, always stays on. That's what you want right here. You got to have it for your camera to work properly. So when the engine shuts off at a red light, restarts, the circuit never loses power. The camera never resets, never reboots, never misses a frame. So right here for the ignition switch accessory power, the ACC wire selects fuse 35. As you can see a second ago, fuse 35, it's a 5 amp fuse protecting the DC AC inverter and the AC power outlet sockets in the truck. The instrument panel outlet, the center console outlet, and the box outlet. Right here, all the fuses I got for you guys just to show you to make life easy. You can see which ones I selected. So the ground, I used the ground bolts. The ground right next to it. I'm just going over all the fuses so you can see. I actually had to get this right off of direct hit. I had a lot of trouble finding it. So I got it right off a program right there. You can see that's F28. I'm going over the fuses with y'all. I'm going to finish explaining everything else to you too. So the ground wire connects to the chase's ground bolt right here in the passenger footwell, close to the fuse box. Short ground path, solid chase's connection. A long or poor ground introduces electrical noise into the footage, which we don't want. Interference lines, flickering signal power, short and direct to chases is always the correct approach. Okay, so wire routing. As you can see how I did it right here, this is where a majority of the work is done on any clean install. Anybody can just plug in a connector. The difference between a professional looking installation and a hack job is wire routing. So as you can see, my ground wire right there on the nut right there, really easy to do. And I'll secure everything later on and show you how I wrap it all up here in a minute. So, all right, and I'm taking my time coming up. So I definitely take my time with the wiring, but coming up here, you can see right there's my rear camera. Everything's kind of just hanging around right now, right? So you got to just kind of take your time with this process here. There's going to definitely be a lot to this, I'm telling you right now. But you have to be aware of these airbags too, guys, okay? So what I'm doing here, everything's now plugged in. I'm checking the camera out to make sure it works before we start tucking things, okay? So it's really interesting how I tuck this. I think you'll be kind of amazed. But I got it done. That's the main thing. And there's no videos that should show me much on this. It's just basic knowledge of wiring. understanding what you need. You can see right here, my back camera, just kind of hanging up there for now. Like I said, everything's going to be tucked in, as you can see. Give me 1 minute. We're going about 2 times speed because nobody wants to see me fiddle with this for 3 days, I don't think. But so right here, watch your airbags. Okay. So anytime you're routing wire near the pillar or the headliner on a modern vehicle, you need to be aware of airbag locations. The truck has side curtain airbags that deploy from the headliner. The goal is to route the wiring in a way that does not interfere with the deployment path and factory safety system. You don't want your camera to go up when you have an accident, right? So if you can tuck them down in there, you'll be okay. Hopefully you can get it figured out. It's kind of a pain, but if you do it right, I think you'll be okay. So we're going to rock and roll at 2 times speed here and get this knocked out. And then towards the end, we're actually going to review some of the footage. Not the best, like I said, it's just something I screen recorded on the phone real quick. Mainly, I want you to see how I tuck these wires around the airbags here and run them up along the ceiling, up in the headliner. Now, please do not, I'm going to emphasize this, do not damage your headliner. Damage the headliner, bad day. But very gentle. You actually have a little room in there. I'm going to stick your fingers right on in there, right? And then you run each one down as you get down on each side, okay? And right down here, I ran that down there. That line runs right up. You can kind of finagle it towards the back. And then you can put your weather stripping back here momentarily to secure everything back on. And so right here, you want to check to see if it's working properly. You can see the blue light. We have camera is on. So it's definitely on, good to go. Now I'm going to go ahead and redo this real quick here. Had a little trouble with this to begin with. They actually give you a longer screw, okay? And it's a little tricky. So the longer screw is actually kind of helpful here. It actually helps you. You got to pull the whole mirror down, is what I did. I found it a lot easier to do that. And you take the longer screw they provide. And I just used one of the washers, is what I did. And it worked perfectly fine. So right here, you can just see me kind of trying to get this lined up properly. I think one time I put it on the wrong way and have to flip it back around. But yeah, essentially, once you got everything lined up and you don't drop the washers 35 times, you can finally get it right. And I apologize too for the, I'm actually filming with 2 cameras, trying to get the best angles here because it's not easy. Like I said, I don't want to have to do this again. I actually had to do it twice anyway, but I used a little bit of my live stream footage just because it was easier, I think, overall. And I didn't want to have to take apart every single thing again. You know, just basically, you got the main footage. That's the main thing. On how to do the wiring and then how to tuck everything in. And then I want y'all to see how this stuff looks too. It looks pretty good. I'm definitely impressed. Anyway, I'll just let y'all observe for a little bit. And I'll be back here with you guys in a hot second, okay? So most of the time spent on this project is not the electrical work. It's removing the panels carefully, routing wires correctly, and putting everything back together without breaking a single clip. And I did break one of my little pieces, but nothing crazy. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, if that's a customer's car, they're not gonna be real happy. But really, I would have had to tell them, but they would not have even noticed it. But I guarantee you, these newer trucks, they're not cheap. So that was because I didn't know how that came off. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff, but how do you know? You don't always know. And right here too, this is a little piece too, right here to your, that goes back over the camera. That's where I initially thought, when I got this camera in, I initially thought that was where it would plug in at. But unfortunately, I don't have the rain sensor on my truck, which a lot of the newer Ford trucks don't. So right here, I just took that down. That's got about, I'm going to show you in a minute exactly how it comes down. Took that down because I'm going to tuck these wires up in there. I mean, if you saw the beginning of the video, it looks phenomenal, doesn't it? Overall, I thought it came out really nice. I didn't have any type of, serious things that were messed up, and the mirror, everything went back on well. This was a really nice kit. I'm very impressed. Like I said, I'll have to, I will say this, FITCAMX, I appreciate it. It's a really nice camera, and best of all, I did write to them. So, because of me having a truck, they do have a weatherproof camera. I didn't know this. So when I wrote them, I emailed them, they said, hey, I was like, man, I've got a limousine tent on my truck. And they're like, oh, well, yeah, pretty much. What do you want us to do? I said, well, I don't think this camera is going to work real well on my limousine tent, and you'll get to see in a second how that looks, but they did it. So I was like, do you have any type of like waterproof camera or something I can hook to the back of my truck? A, you'll get better footage. B, it'll get it much more clear. And C, I think it's 4K. So it may be a new package deal I got lined up, and they may start offering this selection here. Just a heads up, if they do, then hey, you may want to try to get that one. So I know they sent me an extra accessory wire package. They sent me a longer wire for my truck. They sent me a lot of nice stuff to get this done. Some of this stuff you may have to buy separately. Feel free to check out the links in the comments and in the pinned description if you want to get any of this stuff. But, you know, overall, I think, like I said, I'm going to show you when I'm done here too, how it looks one more time. And then I'm going to go over it one final time at the very end. But just take a look. Right here's the camera. Right here is just this little box right here. Pretty cool. And once you get the mirror on, it kind of just slides into place. And, you know, you can't even see it's there. Like, I would never have known it was a dash cam here. You know, that's the cool part about having this. You know, anybody's got that dash cam shoved up on the window and it's all sticking out, you can see it. So, I mean, think about it. If you really want to catch somebody doing something, just say you do, for example, you drop your car for valet, you're not going to catch them with a regular dash cam because it's huge. They know it's there, right? You don't know this is here. When I get done, you cannot tell this dash camera is in this truck at all. You cannot tell, I promise you that. Unless I tell you. So anyway, right here I'm just putting on the, sliding the camera back into position. Kind of just slides on down and bolts in. I had to loosen it a little bit, but as you can see, I finally get it back into place. I will chapter this for you guys and leave timestamps. So feel free if you got to flip through some parts. Main thing is the wiring. You know, I'm kind of hyped about getting that wiring diagram. I actually had to write in to Identifix direct hit just to get to his fuse box diagram, and it matched perfect. I tried using Claude, using ChatGPT. I tried everything to get this fuse box layout. I could not get it. Could not get it. Nothing was right. And like I said, always test it yourself. But this is pretty much dead on, I think. And this is pretty close. You can use test light, whatever way you prefer to check it, you can. In this case, you know, I prefer a power probe. Just don't feed it power. I like the power probe too, because you can also test it after you hook it up. I'll show you here in a minute. And I actually go over all the fuses again one more time with you, in case you have a Ford at your house and you need that information. It'll be helpful, I think, down the road. I think it'll really be really helpful. So, yeah, right here is this little piece I was telling you about. That's where I tuck all the wires in here first. I slid everything back. There's one little opening right there. See where my finger's at? That's where you can slide both of the wires out, and it kind of neatly goes up into the ceiling, right into the headliner. It's really nice. Like, and I use that little trim tool they gave me, just kind of push it on up in there the rest of the way. And they do have some little black tab pieces that came with it. I didn't use those, but you may want to. It's up to you. Don't necessarily think you have to. I didn't have any problems with it staying in my headliner, and I had just enough wiring. So what they are actually sending me though is, I think it's a 9-foot cable for the 4K waterproof camera. I'm gonna hook it to the back, drill it to the bottom of the truck, probably around somewhere on the back of the truck, tow it. I don't know yet. I got to see it when I get it. So about 10 days out, and I'll actually be having my camera outside my truck. I'm kind of excited to check it out. And if I can figure out how to run a 3-channel system, I may try to just do that too. So I can have like a camera facing the other direction instead of the truck. We'll see how it goes. You know, we'll see. I'm kind of excited to see what it is. So 4K front, 4K back. That's pretty kick-ass, right? We'll see though. Right here, you can see more wires tucking it back up around there. So right here, I ran into a little problem. I'll show you in a second. Of course, I wasn't thinking about it, but I was like, oh no, I can't get it in here. And then I was like, oh yeah, I can. So what you can do is you can tuck it down like here, run it down the back side, and then pull it around. And then you can fix it later. Now I'm going to tell you guys and gals, get this out of the way of the airbags, whatever you got to do. Okay, so I want to go skip through some of this stuff. Like I said, you just have to feed it down in there. And you can feel the airbags. You can see them. You just need to move it out the way. By the way, too, always plug your battery doing this, guys. I didn't do it because that's just how I am. But you should unhook your battery, negative terminal. I don't unhook my negative terminal a lot. I'm probably going to pay the price that I have before in the past. Yeah, see that weather strip piece right there? Be careful with that. Don't bend it. It will bend sometimes if you don't pull it in a certain way, okay? Just kind of be light with it and pull it gently off. Main thing is take your time. This is not a marathon here, okay? But felt like it when I was doing it because it was like 100 degrees outside. So I wanted to get it done. But, you know, the main thing is you got to get it done right. I will say this too. I'm really impressed with the footage. It does not do justice viewing it here in a minute. I will say that. But I'm very impressed. I really am. Overall, I'm pleasantly surprised. Right here, I'm running it down. You can tell all the way back to the back of the trunk. This is actually on the other side. You can see as I'm moving it around. So I'm getting kind of irritated at this point. Just a lot of wires. It's so hot. It was like 106 degrees this day, I believe. It was the hottest day of the whole summer. Of course, I'm out here wiring the truck. Took about 4 hours to do this. And that's, like I said, I didn't have a video. I just wish somebody would have made a video I could have watched. I do love watching videos. It just makes things go so quickly. Anyway, as I'm wrapping up this wiring here, you can tell I'm just rocking and rolling. There we go. Tuck it up around that part and then feed it up around the back of the headliner. And things are coming together as we get it done. Getting her done. All right, you can see as I'm running all this back to the rear camera, which they asked me to do, so I was like, okay. That will probably be, like I said, removed due to my tint problem here. And it's so dark. It's not, it's window film. It was a package they gave me with it, so. I don't know if y'all can hear this cool sound effects or not, the thunder, but I swear they're not sound effects. It's like a horror. I'm like in a hurricane right now. That's so crazy. Anyway. Yeah, and I did listen to you guys' comments. I tried to keep the music way, way down. I'm going to try to adjust it. I know y'all don't want to hear music all the time, but it's a pretty long video. I don't think y'all want to sit here with nothing. I can't narrate the entire thing. You can see right there's more weather stripping I'm putting it back. Like I said, just be neat and gentle with everything. It's pretty easy to get most of that stuff in there. It's not too bad. Right here, yeah, I'm going back over how to push the weather stripping on. Kind of take it with your hand, punch it. Kind of just smooth it down, like push down and pull on it. And it'll kind of smooth itself back out. You don't want to have water leaking in your truck, right? So make sure you do it right. It's all about, you do this enough, you just kind of know what it feels like to do it. I'm going to throw in a little bonus content here in a second too, guys. Show you when the in-cabin air filters at and all that fun stuff. We got a F-150, F-250, it's any kind of Super Duty. This right here, I'm telling you, is it's a nice dash cam. What's so crazy is I was going to buy one. I'm just going to tell you guys a story in a second. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, but yeah, as you can see right up there, I have not put that panel back on yet. I'm waiting to do it with all the lights. See how neat they are? Nice and neat. Now we're going to slap that right back on. It literally goes right into place and covers up all of my wires perfectly. Like, really nice. I'm really impressed by that. Make sure you're not touching or pinching anything. Just a couple of gentle pushes. There's about 6 or 7 clips. It just pops right back into place. That's it. Really easy stuff. And if you look at this when it's done, you can't see it. You really cannot tell. I mean, is anything there? Look at that. I may even pull that sticker off the side of that guy. Wow, we got a mega storm going on outside. Yeah, so what I was going to tell you guys is, I was going to get a dash cam a while back because I was living in a little townhome for a while and people kept cutting the grass and they just kept banging my truck up, denting my doors, and I just wanted a dash cam. And you know what's so crazy? Is I never got one. I couldn't decide which one to get. I was ready to spend a couple $100 easy, and I could not decide which one to get. And then, yeah, I read one of my emails one day, like, hey, you want to do a video for us? I said, why not? I'll check it out. But I was like, all I do is honest reviews, though, and they were perfectly okay with it. And, yeah, I mean, right here I'm putting everything back together. You can see right here. So, everything's going back together on the truck. Make sure you got everything held back down. I think I'm going to show you the fuse box one more time just to show you. Can't recall. Yeah, everything goes back pretty neat. See, I even messed mine up a little bit right there, but it's not a problem. But if you do, like I said, something minor like that, it's not a big deal. And actually, I know how to fix that. I have a secret to it. Fixing that little plastic. You can't even tell. You can't see it. See, right here, I'm going to show you one last time. It's very important. Guys, so right here, final power connections. Double check. I actually had to take mine back apart, believe it or not, because when I first did it, the one I picked did not work properly at all. So anyway, at this point, you want to make sure the final three connections, constant battery power, the red wire, is tapped into fuse 28, okay? Or whatever you need to double check. Fuse 28 is a 30 amp, the DSP module circuit, okay, on the chart. I'm going to show you in a minute again. Using an add-on fuse tap that they will give you, ignition switched accessory power, the yellow wire is tapped into fuse 35, okay? 5 amp, DC AC inverter circuit, using a second added fuse tap. Well, basically, they send you an added fuse tap that is together into one. It's really nice. I actually have a couple extra ones. I really liked it. It's definitely a nice quality part. I used them in my Chrysler video, a few other things. Right here, we're going to go into it. Then the black wire is secured under the chase's ground bolt. Just take that bolt off, snug it up in there, take both bolts off, 13 millimeters, tighten it back up, boom. There you go, ground wire is tight. Use a little electrical tape, tie them together, and give you some good shots of the fuse box. You can actually verify yourself what's what. You can see where my added fuses are at very clearly. Exactly where they need to go. That's perfect. Always, too, make sure the main fuse, 30 amp fuse, needs to be the one that goes into the actual front part of the added fuse, okay? On the other side, the back side, is where you want to always put the secondary fuse. That is just to protect your camera. That's all that's for, okay? So if you do blow the first fuse, it will blow that second fuse, is what it's supposed to do. So you no longer have an open circuit. You have an open circuit, not a closed circuit, so it protects your camera from blowing. I think I checked the camera. It only takes about 0.3, like less than half a volt to power that camera. It's pretty amazing. So anyway, yeah, so everything's underneath. Like I said, the passenger footwell, and all three connections are verified. Make sure they're verified before you button everything up. Check it with the probe one last time. Make sure they're tight and snug, wrapped around like I do here. I put a little electrical tape. I was going to put some twist ties, but I didn't have to. Mine was really neat how it looked. Pretty perfect how I did it. It just kind of fell together nicely as it went along. And see here, I'm trying to get this yellow wire. I think I finally take some electrical tape and just snug it together. So I want to get hung out and get caught by somebody's foot. Now you want to keep some of your smaller wires out of that path right there. Out of that. Sometimes water will go down there. So you want to make sure you don't have anything sitting in the water puddle. But yeah, definitely wrap up the wires on the bottom. I wrap mine around that piece too. And there's one more good look at your fuse box, your BCM. Right there, you can see. So like I said, don't forget, 30 amp, fuse 28 is the DSP module circuit. And then the 35 amp fuse 35 is a 5 amp, the DC AC inverter circuit. So they provide you all that stuff. You just have to order it. Like, you can't even buy these, like the added fuses they gave me. They're about $30, $40 worth of added fuses. And so that, with the camera and everything, that's a really good deal. Especially if you get another 10% off with my coupon code. Shoot, 10%, I think it's been verified for you guys, I believe, if you order it with that link in the description. But it doesn't matter to me, man. Y'all do what you want to do. I just think it's a great camera. And make sure you come back to and check out the 4K setup. That's what I'm interested in, 4K rear with the camera mounted outside the truck. When you see in a second some of the footage, it's not great. But then again, it's just a quick screen record I did off my phone. I wanted to get this video out. The edited version. Kind of see how it does. I don't do a lot of edits. I'm not the best with it, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not terrible, but I just want to get one moving. You know, I'm just showing you everything right here. No wires. See, I just took that and kind of shoved everything back in gently. Like I said, you do have some black little plastic tab pieces that they gave to you. I don't think you really need it, but you might hold it if you got a loose wire. But pretty much in my truck, so mine's a late 2023 model, essentially 2024. A lot of these 24s, and 25, 26, and 27 probably all have this. Right here's my cheat sheet one more time for all for the that I finally found off Identifix Direct Hit. You can see everything one more time. I got it marked with my sloppy writing, yellow writing. But as you can see, take a screenshot of that. Always verify though, guys, with your probe. Trust me, always do it. I didn't do it a second time because I'd already checked it 55 times. But no need for a 55th check. As you can see, I first tried to wire it up to the top in fuse number 2, which technically should have worked, but for some reason it had that big green, it was like a fuse up there, and it was not allowing me to test the top, and I couldn't check it. So I had to pull it out. And so these are not only, in my opinion, in the best positioning, but they're also, the wires can tuck neatly how I have it. Does that make sense? So that's kind of why I picked these. And not to mention, they're perfect for what I needed to do. So, constant power is a B+, with the red wire. Yellow is the accessory. It's even written on there, so it's not too hard to do. You don't want to kink the wires too hard either. Kind of leave it like that. It should be good to go. Yeah, see how I wrap the bottom up a little bit. Just keep it out of the water down there. And then I put the whole, put that weather stripping back on again. I'm curious to see if we have any rain footage going on because it's raining out there right now. And I'm maybe to get a little bit more footage to have a follow-up. I may try to get it even on this one before I publish it. Right there's my back camera, though, as well. As you can see, so dark in the limousine tent, but, it is what it is. Barely see that thing, can you? You can't even see it, I don't think. Yep, there it is right there. I can see it now. I was looking for it. I couldn't see it, but right there. Yep. Second, we're going to start reviewing this footage together. Tell me what you think. Like I said, this is not the best footage. But everything is installed. Look how nice and neat that looks. Really nice. So everything installed correctly. I put the truck back together. This is the part that most people appreciate. You finally got it done right and it's wrapping it up. It's a good feeling, huh? It really is. It was hot that day. Trust me, I was loving it. I was loving this moment. So someone can see the wiring from the driver's seat. Something went wrong. Kick panel back in. Listen for every clip to seat. A pillar trim panel back in. Press from top down. Mirror trim back in. Everything's back up, ready to go. Then you give every panel a little tug. You shouldn't move. Now this is a little tricky. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably one of the more trickier kick panels I had to get in my life, and I usually am pretty good at pulling panels off stuff, especially new vehicles. And I just got a little bit aggravated with my own truck. So we're about to go into some daytime footage, some nighttime footage. Does it work with CarPlay? Coming up, does all that stuff work nice? Auto start stop, is it working? And I think we'll be surprised here. So I'm actually going down the road as I'm looking and doing the screen recording. I'm actually going down the road. I'm switching it off of CarPlay, and it allowed me to do all this pretty easily. So I was definitely impressed. I really was. No fight for it. I was able to swap off. I'll actually show you here in a few seconds. You'll get to see it all right here. I'm showing you what you got to put back, the order. Pay attention closely. That have to go back in there first. They have to go like that. And then you place that seal right over top of that. If not, it won't clip down. And that little piece right there hooks into the back. You see the weather stripping? It's got to go that way. And then you just keep that one little piece in the back. Yeah, check out these last two pieces. Kind of weird right here. Kind of crazy, honestly. You'll understand here in a minute, I think. It's kind of difficult. Oh yeah, I didn't put the panel piece back on, did I? I think I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta take it back off again because I didn't put it back on. Yeah, I didn't put it back on. So see how I have the weather strip back on? I don't have that side piece in. I wasn't thinking about it. Watch when I pick it up. I guarantee you, I catch myself. Oh yeah, I even take my time to adjust that top piece right there. See how it's kind of hooked? I'm gonna smooth it out right there, real gentle. Pop it free, and I did all that, and then I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't put the panel back. So the little side panel to the upper dash to the right over there, where most fuse boxes are at, honestly, right there, where most vehicles, either passenger or driver's side, right there is a little cover piece. So I'm tucking my wire there, real nice and neat, too. And you can technically twist tie this if you need, but mine just kind of fits so perfectly I didn't have to. It all depends on how you run it. Oh, that's it. I take it back off. I just caught myself. I'm like, duh. Got to put this on first. So, got to put that on. You can see as you clip it in, watch. You see it clips in place. Right here, it clips in. About 6 times. Now that piece hops back over it. That's the main thing people don't understand. Kind of tricky, I ain't gonna lie. All right, we're gonna grab this little bottom guy back up here and get him ready. I got all the little screws back in there, ready to rock. And right here, you can tell right here, that is kind of a pain too. I'm not gonna lie, it just kind of slips right in there. But problem is, if you don't take everything off in the order I did, you're gonna have a big mess on your hands. Got to be done that way. Ford has designed this. I mean, I'm telling you, you can tell. Got it back on. Just that one little mess up there. That's nothing. None. Not worried about that. Like I said, I'm actually going to show you how to fix that in a different video, too. You won't even know it's there when I get done. They actually sell something for that, too. Right here, I'm showing you how everything looks underneath. And that's got to go back into the little top part of that. I did break one little tab on that. And I was able to get something that worked fine to hold it back in. It just kind of lays up on there anyway, but. All right, so as you can see, you have these 3 little metal-looking Frisbee things. And what they do is they just kind of hold these tabs up. And put that little piece right there back on and snug it up. And then you have to line up that back. There's a back little button piece, like a little tip you need to line up first, okay? Slice back that route and right up into that hole like I have it there in the far back. And then up here you got one tab there. Kind of pushes in and spins in if you want to. You want to get it more snug, you don't have to spin it, but that's fine. Once it snugs up, snug them up right here, and then right here. All right, so right here, each one just kind of like pushes up in there nice, and right here in the back is what I was talking about. You got to slip it right on in there. There's like a little nipple piece that slides right in perfectly, so you can line it up, and that's how you know they're in the right spot, okay? Looking good. So right now, I'm just taking my light, triple checking all my work. Checking the panel to make sure it's not going to slip off of there. Examining my little rip I did. Little plastic break. Kind of bothered about that slightly, but not really. That's exactly how it's supposed to look though, right there. It looks a little funny, doesn't it? But that's how it looks. That's what it does. I think it's just a weird camera angle. Right here, too, I'm going to show you all a little bonus tip in the video. Oh, yeah, so I didn't take off the glove box that time. You don't have to do it. But that's fair, but I like to peek in here and check. Peek down here and check everything out while I'm in there. See the screws, you can see them coming up. Make sure they're tight. And right here is your in-cabin air filter. If you want to get it done, it's real easy. Just grab this little piece right here. Right here, you just pull it back and pull up down. It just slides in. And like the glove box too, it's a little tricky, but figure it out. It's real easy. You save yourself about 150 bucks each time you do this. Right there, air filter, boom. 150 bucks, pop, right there like that. Buy yourself a dash cam, change the air filter at the same time. And you know what? You get a free dash cam out of that. Because I guarantee you Ford probably charges you $200 to put in a $15 Amazon air filter. They probably do. And right there, I just literally paid that bill in 30 seconds. I'll show you right here. You see these two tabs? They push in where it's on. Grab them from the inside. Take all your stuff out. Grab them from the inside. And all they do, you just line these little things up right here. And it's the easiest air filter ever. You just kind of push it in. Right now, I won't close it. I'm trying to do it with one hand. But if you look right here, see right there? You got to line it up. Push it snug. That's it. That's it. Right there. Boop. Flops open. Put the stuff back in there. That's all though. You push these little side tab and you just push them back, you know, the other way. It's really pretty easy. Right there is the final product. All done, installed, looking good. No wires. There's the rear camera. See how dark my tin is? I told you it was dark. No wires, looking beautiful. It really does look nice. I'm impressed overall. Like I said, big shout out to big shout out to FITCAMX. It's a great product, I think, overall. I will know more once I get some more runtime on it and I come back and do the 4K installation. But feel free to check this footage out. Tell me what you think about the footage. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not huge into dash cams, but I could definitely read plates when I actually took the time and I looked at it myself, not on a screen recording like on the actual computer. I guess whenever you're trying to do a screen record something, it's not going to be as nice as if you actually download it. But it looks pretty good. Like I said, this footage doesn't do justice for it, but it's much better than you would think. And you can see too at night, it's pretty clear. And I'm still trying to figure out too how to adjust my color. So you can also on the app, you can adjust your record time from 3 minutes at a time to 1 minute at a time. You can do that. You could adjust it from several different adjustments for like the light outside. You can adjust that as well. Yeah, several different things you can do. So right here's some of the leftover stuff. The rain sensor plug I didn't use. The other ADAS fuses that I have. They send you one for all four, which is nice. Right there's the box. FITCAMX 4K, pretty nice. All right, well, the moment of truth. About to start the truck. Camera's power on, enter driving mode, immediately confirming that accessory feed on F35 is reading the ignition correctly. Now, shutting the truck completely off, the camera should briefly display parking mode transition and stay powered, confirming that the constant feed is maintaining power, ignition off. Both behaviors confirmed, the install is correct. You can see right here, see a little light too, and it's nice looking, look at that. Very nice. Job well done. Right here, we're going to get into some footage, okay? Right here we go. So, looking pretty good, right? This is fun in my house at nighttime, actually, with the light on. The daytime light on out front. Getting some stuff ready to go. Just going through the footage, playing around. Some in my truck. Checking out CarPlay and all that. I found me on the app. You can see me going through the app right there. So next is connecting to the FITCAMX app. Now, download it. Connect to the camera's Wi-Fi network. Go into camera settings, resolution 4K, 2160p. Okay, and always use the highest available loop recording. 1 minute segments or 3 minutes, whatever you want to use. I was using one. You guess you can use 3 if you like. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever one you think's better. You can also adjust the exposure, so you can do that as well in the app. So the front camera at 0.0 for normal daylight, or you can adjust it slightly. I actually have my hand adjusted slightly because my tint's so dark. It affects the front too, I believe. So anyway, you can always change it, play with it to the right one. It does work too, I will say that. It really does work. I was impressed. So the timestamp I was on, you can see I got my timestamp on. This right here was on 6. Can't see it's backwards right now, but a couple of days ago, so it would have been 6/18, is that right? I think I fixed that in a second. So you can flip it back and forth different ways with arrows. That's kind of neat. So, so 0.3 in the rear if you have heavy tint, but that's not going to matter. With my tint, it's just too heavy. So timestamp needs to always be on. This is non-negotiable, guys. Keep it in mind for insurance or legal situations. Okay. Parking mode, sensitivity, medium. At a starting point, adjust based on your environment. Everything checks out. Communication is solid. Settings are saved. Okay, so you gotta do. Right here, you can see some more daytime. You can switch from rear. You can see as I'm doing it right here, switching back and forth. So, night performance is where many dash cams either improve themselves or fall apart. Looking for light handling and mixed lighting, headlights, street lights, oncoming traffic. See, that's pretty good, I think. Can I freeze any of this and read the camera? Maybe. I mean, read the license plates? Yeah, you can actually. I just, on a tiny phone screen, I probably couldn't do it, but I did play around some. I did a couple freeze frames while I was driving just to check it out and see if I could. And it was kind of hard to do, but like I said, I bet you could definitely see them on a bigger, on like if you were an insurance company, had more resources, right? That's all. So I'm just taking a quick trip around the neighborhood real quick after installing it. That's all. Looking for light handling and mixed lighting. Headlights, I mean, mixed lighting is actually great here. So we have all kinds of lights. Street lights, oncoming traffic, and overall usability on the footage in low light. The FITCAMX holds up pretty well here, I'd say. Detail is maintained. Highlights are controlled. The footage is usable and identifiable, sorry. Which is all you can ask for at night. I mean, come on now. That's pretty decent, I'll be honest with you. Not bad. Not bad at all. This is all saved. So you save 64 gig card they give you. So the daytime footage is coming up here in a second. I'm going to review that as well. I think I'm about to do it right now. The daytime footage. You can actually save an album too. That's the thing when I was installing. You can't save an album though. Let's go see some daytime footage. Why not? So daytime footage. Said it's not too bad either. Honestly, it really isn't. I'm just going through snapshots. You can take pictures with it too. If somebody's doing something, take a picture if you need. Parking. So if something happened in parking, have it show up. Right here, parking, for example. I am going through my whole database right here. The whole database of all my pictures that are saved. 52440, 52740. Or is that a 6? I think that definitely got to fix my date. That's the time. 520. Okay. I thought that was the date. Okay. That's the time, guys. It's 3 o'clock. Right here. Truck drove by. Pretty clear. I mean, honestly, pretty clear. This is me trying to zoom in. Playing around on my dash cam thing. See if I can actually get plates a little easier. It's me actually zooming on my phone doing screen record. This is the rear cam. This is what I was talking about. It's so dark. That's why it's too high as well. I can't see because that's the back of my truck right there. That's why I'm getting the 4K version. And that's not going to be inside my tinted windows, which is just god awful right now. You can't see anything. Maybe you can see that license plate. If you did not have tinted windows, probably, yeah. I can't see anything, so they're sending me out the 4K version, or the, waterproof one, which is great right here. That's pretty nice for the front, honestly, really nice. You can just about see the name of the road right there. And this is on my phone, by the way. Screen recording on my phone, guys, pretty bad. So it's not fully high definition because I have not printed it out as of yet. But right here, so you kind of playing around, zooming in on different cars as we go by. See, nobody knows they got a dash cam. That's the best part. It really does make it worthwhile, in my opinion. So right here is actually pretty, right there is if I can get that truck. I could definitely get it. I didn't do it for YouTube purposes only, but you can definitely get the truck right there if I wanted to. Because I remember I did know the truck plate when I looked at the camera, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So, final verdict, I mean, I'm thinking after installing it, wiring it, testing it, reviewing the footage, and setting everything up. Here is I'd say my honest take. This is definitely one of the cleanest OEM-style dash cam solutions I've ever seen on an F-150, especially on the newer models. I'm pretty impressed. I mean, overall, that's pretty clear stuff for the daytime. This is pretty good footage. I'm not gonna lie. Pretty impressed. You can see pretty much everything, and nobody even knows I have it there. That's what's so crazy. The installation is not technically difficult, but it is a time-consuming if you want it done correctly. I'm going to right now tell you guys, if you're not a good DIY mechanic, you probably should take it in and have it done professionally. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Pay somebody $150, pop it on in there, and get it done. So, biggest challenge on this specific truck is the fuse box, and that's no joke, guys. So no label, no cover, no guide. That problem is now solved. Fuse 28, constant power. Fuse 35 for accessory. Chases, ground, and the footwell. But the problem is you still need to verify this. Don't just take my word for it. Probably right, but still, you need to be sure of that, or you can blow up your camera in a second. Parking mode functionality is a major advantage of going hardwire. So if you do the rain sensor setup like you see everybody doing it out here, yeah, I like the side angle too. I can actually read those license plates from the side view. Pretty cool. Right there, I can read that one. What I will say is this too. What I was saying, sorry, get back to it. Functionality, okay, is a major advantage for the hardwire. If the rain sensor hookups, like most of these videos you saw, they don't have that parking sensor stuff going on because they can't do it. The rain sensor shuts off with the vehicle, and that's the only hookup it has. But it's made for easiness. You know, I get that. So you want easy, quick dash cam with no security when you park, you can go that route. I want security when I park for wait, that's what I want. Or valet, any of that stuff. MGM when I can't see my truck. Anyway. Parking mode functionality is a major advantage of going hardwire over plug-in. The app is straightforward. The daytime footage is sharp. I will say, the app is very nice. I was very, very pleased with the app. For a overseas app, very nice app. Very, very nice. Very easy to use, user-friendly. I mean, straight shooter app. Wasn't that crazy? That's the most important thing. When the install is complete, the camera completely disappears into the truck. So if you're looking at a dash cam for a newer F-150 and you want it done right, this is the setup I would highly recommend. Because I know when you get a new truck, you don't want to sit here and put a cheesy dash camera stuck into your window, right? This right here is completely hidden. And the one in the back, you can't even really see. And it's not going to be there for long because it's going to be outside my truck in a little bit. But either way, I think this looks great. I'm very pleased. Tell me in the comments what you think. And if you enjoy this type of content and you'd like to see more, or if you have an F-150 or Super Duty or whatever you got, have any questions for me, drop them in the comments. And do me a favor. If you found this informative, you know, you've probably never been able to find this fuse box ever, I'm assuming. But if you haven't, I'd appreciate it if you could just click that link if you're going to get this dash cam and, you know, show a little appreciation. That's all. If not, that was fine too. Just enjoy the video, share it with others, and give back to everybody. That's how I look at things. As long as everybody can learn and help each other, that's all that matters. You know, I learned a lot off YouTube growing up. So, you know, it's okay. This is a lot to do, though, I will tell you that. That's why I don't do too many collaborations. This was a lot. See, that's me right there trying to get that camera car on my phone. It's just not going to happen. That's just how I happen to screenshot it and pause the camera while I'm moving. But yeah, it's better than what you're seeing here. This is just me winging stuff off of screen records. So it's much better. You see right now that camera doesn't even look that great because I have not downloaded that footage. So like I said, don't freak out about it. That's not nearly what you should expect to have. Like right here, that's crystal clear pretty much. Like some of the stuff is amazingly clear. yeah, I'm just playing around with that, you know, mostly. But anyway, hope you guys like the video. I really do. And if y'all want to see more content like this, or tell me what you want to see, any more questions in the comments, let me know. And make sure you come back and see part 2 when I do the weatherproof dash cam installation. That's going to be cool. You get an extended cord, and we're actually bolting into the truck outside. So we're actually going to have some real footage then. I mean, it's going to be nice. Front one's installed. It won't take much to pull that thing and route it outside. I'm pretty good with this routing stuff. So. Yeah, I'm just going through my different internets. You can tell I'm right outside my house right now. I'm just showing how easy it is to connect, hop off of it, all that cool stuff. Pretty easy to hook right back to my truck. No problem with the CarPlay. So yeah, pretty crazy. How easy that was. See, right back to car cam and boom, right on there. Didn't really fight me like it did on some stuff. I was impressed with it, like I said. Definitely did its job. Anyways, I hope y'all got to see a little something. Like I said, this footage is not nearly the best footage right here, I promise you that. But overall, I can't be, disappointed with it just because I just did a quick screen record to get this off, But overall, you see the whole library right here coming up. It's really nice. And you can see it a lot better now that everything is actually, if you download it too, it actually comes with a little card, SD card you can pull out, plug it right in, download it. You can download it right off your phone. It doesn't take too long to download either. But I figured out the best way to do it. You just grab it and screen record it. But if you want to save stuff, just screen record on the app. That's what's great about having the app, I think. Anyway, see you in the next one. Peace.